In a clear composition that highlights a series of sharp contrasts, Lorenzo Costa has represented Mary and Joseph in adoration before the newborn Jesus. The naked infant lies on a bed of woven branches, covered with a cloth, which he indicates with his finger. Positioned closely in the narrow, dark frame of the room, illuminated from the left, the figures symmetrically frame an opening onto the outer landscape. We can perceive the outskirts of a town. In the foreground, we see a path dotted with the figures of travellers. Meanwhile, the water is scattered with small wooden structures, and steep cliffs tower on the right. The precisely detailed landscape reflects Flemish inspiration. On the other hand, the figures and the compositional rhythm situate this work more firmly within the context of the Italian Renaissance. The shape of Mary's face and that of the child's body, the elegance of the drapery and the range of colours all recall the work of Italian masters at the end of the 15th century. The viewer may be struck by the audacious range of colours used, as seen, for instance, in the orange of Joseph's coat and the changing shades of the Virgin's cape, which varies from green to crimson. Different textures are also carefully represented, right down to the transparency of the veil covering Mary's hair. The ensemble as a whole creates a contemplative and meditative atmosphere. Although the face of Joseph is significantly notable for its worried expression. Beyond the apparent simplicity of the nativity scene, the painter employs discrete symbols to suggest the tragic end of Christ, thereby inviting meditation on the part of the viewer. The insistent, luminous presence of the white cloth alludes to the shroud that will later envelop Jesus' dead body. The woven branches evoke his crown of thorns, while his infant repose seems to foreshadow his eventual demise. This small-scale painting, intended for private prayer, dates from approximately 1490 and was made to decorate a chapel in a private mansion or a church.